Hi, I'm Michael Malvabo, and I'm sitting here outside my apartment in Dhaka. I came here 2.5 years ago with my family from a small city and a beautiful city in Sweden, Karlskrona. I have worked here for 2.5 years at GrameenPhone, and I'm heading the product department here. Elizabeth and I made a decision quite early that we wanted to spend some years outside of Sweden. The reason for that is that we had both, before we met, spent some time outside. Elizabeth a couple of years in Germany and UK, and I spent about 7 years in US. And we both have very good experiences from that and good memories. So when kids, Olivia and David, came to the world, we definitely wanted to give them the same experience. And when the chance all of a sudden came up in Dhaka at GrameenPhone, we were really excited about that. That was early December 2009. And we had to make a decision quite quickly to go to Dhaka for a first visit and job interview. So we actually went there mid-December 2009. And obviously when we go to such a new country, we studied beforehand and realized that there are quite a few more people living in Dhaka than Karlskrona. 16 million versus 60,000 is quite a difference. So we were prepared for that. Now going into the job interview and meeting the people at GrameenPhone, we also see a lot of friendly and curious people that made a very good impression for me. Other visits that we did during this 3-day stay in Dhaka was obviously visiting the school, as that for us was very important, knowing that the kids would have a good education. So we visited the American International School, spent a day there, and that was a very, very, very good visit. We have heard beforehand that this is one of the best schools in Asia, actually. 3-day job interview and impression trip. We as a family had to take a quick decision. They wanted me to start as soon as possible, and since we have had a lot of discussion around this, around the kitchen table, so to speak, and the process that we've gone through was very thorough. It was quite an easy decision. So I started to work here in February in 2010. And we decided for the family and the kids to start school after the summer break, so in August. So we knew that I would be away from the family in about 6 months. But here Telenor was very cooperative and let me go back every month for a short trip to Sweden to see my family. And looking at it in the rearview mirror, it was probably a good thing that I was here for 6 months, because there are a lot of a customization to do. I had time to get involved in the work. I had time to fix all the practicalities around housing and schooling and everything else. We knew from friends that have left their home country before that the first 3 to 4 months would be the toughest ones. And that's because the kids, in our case, David and Olivia, at that time, 8 and 11 years old, their English level was basically beginner level. So when they came to school, they had really difficult time to follow the education and teachers and what they said. But then after Christmas break, coming back for the second semester, all of a sudden they just spoke fluent English, and they were all in the school and having friends, etc. And the funny part was that when Olivia, after the Christmas break, came back and started correcting my English, which I honestly thought was pretty good, after being in US for 7 years. So Elizabeth, what did you think about this journey when you heard about us going to Bangladesh?
Well, as a parent, of course, you wonder a bit if you're taking the kids to something too difficult when you see the struggle and the tears the few first months they have. But when we're looking back and having these memories, we can also laugh about it.
Yeah, you remember that one with David when he came home from school after 2 weeks?
Yeah, as you said, after 2 weeks we asked David how his school was, and he said it's the best school ever. And then we said, why is that? And then he said, well, I don't understand anything, so I don't have to do anything.
And no homework, nothing.
And no homework, nothing. So that's when we called the teacher.
Yeah.
But I think I had great confidence in our kids and also in the school. They are really professional and they helped us a lot.
Work-wise, it has been a fantastic experience from the first day here in GrameenPhone for me. Working for GrameenPhone as a market leader is a completely different situation than where I come from in Sweden, where we are the third operator. Having a mobile penetration rate of less than 40% and internet penetration being at the infant stage, less than 5%, you can just imagine the opportunities that we have in this country. And being a market leader, we are very well prepared for that. But also being the market leader, it comes with challenges. We are constantly attacked by competition and the regulatory environment is also challenging. This, I believe, is one of the absolute biggest professional gains being in the mobility program. Being able to work in operations with such different markets. Other business challenges that are very interesting for me to realize and see in real life is that how poverty, how low literacy rate, how specific religious events, how tough weather conditions actually have an impact on your revenue. Just to give you an example, every morning, early in the morning, I go out with my son and I make sure he gets on the school bus. And if it's a rainy day, I know that the revenue for that day will be quite considerably less than, or as compared to a sunny day. Multi-SIM is a phenomena that I hadn't heard of prior to coming here. What this means is that customers here are so aware of prices and tariffs in each of the time bands. Every hour they are extremely aware of what they pay for a mobile phone call. This means that they have several SIM cards in one handset and they switch the SIM cards depending on when they can get the lowest tariff. So this is obviously one big challenge we have here and a completely different business climate compared to what I'm used to. But these challenges, colleagues here at GrameenPhone are obviously very used to work with, and they are doing a fantastic job. To me, what I feel with my experience here is that the people of GrameenPhone are very, very curious, they're very friendly, and they have an enormous willingness to learn from us expats. And here I really feel I contribute fully. And with the opportunity to bring communication to the masses here in Bangladesh, the vision of Here to Help becomes extremely true, and I feel I can really make a big difference. With mobility, you obviously leave a lot of things behind when you decide to leave your home country. We miss our family and near friends, not having them here, near with us. And privately for our kids, they had to leave behind horseback riding for Olivia. She loves to do that. And David cannot run his bicycle the way he did in Sweden. But we gained so many other experiences. For example, living the everyday life in Dhaka, being out on the streets, seeing things that we haven't seen before in Sweden, really adds to the experience here. Here we live the life you read about in newspapers and you can watch on TV. For the kids, they found their way with friends. Both David and Olivia, for example, have friends from South Korea, and they have had sleepovers at their home, finding and living their culture, which is really interesting for them. And it's interesting for my wife and I to hear them tell the stories when they come home over the dinner. Regarding other things, what I have been able personally to do is to continue playing tennis, which has been a hobby of mine and an interest since I was a little kid. Here tennis is a big sport and that's a lot of fun. Another hobby that I can very much explore is photography. Photography here is something wonderful. You just have to go out on the streets, and wherever you turn around, there are new objects to take a good photo of. And also, we also obviously get the opportunity to travel. We have never been to Asia before, and anytime kids have a school break or we have some holiday, we take the opportunity to also see other countries in Asia. Mobility is an important decision. And my strong recommendation is that this decision is made by the family. Because no matter how long you're away from your home country, the impressions will be tremendous and very often very good experiences. But it will have an impact on the rest of your life, and particularly from the kids being young when they go out. It will definitely have an impact. Just to quote my son a couple of weeks ago, saying to me, "Dad, home is where you have your family, friends and things. It's not one place in the world."